All right. It's time it worked. It's Monday, folks. It is.
Happy Monday.
Monday is sitting, trust me when I tell you, behind the scenes here, Monday is sitting on our shoulders and on our face at this point, Sarah. Monday's doing everything it can. Happy Monday. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show. We're in Studio 22, the mothership. That's right. We're going to upload some info to you. And Chance, the soulless ginger rapper, is at the helm today. Mark's back on vacation. They give him a lot of time off around here. Either that or Mediaite's paying real good. I don't know what's going on around here. Mark's gone. Super Chris Cruz is over there. You just caught what I said?
I did. I did.
Inside joke, folks, which is not good when I'm trying to do a television show.
Oh, but if we could tell you.
Oh, but if we could tell you.
It.
Man, there's so much. All right, let's riff for a minute before we get into it, because I don't want to get into the heavy stuff yet. It's Monday.
Can I just to be clear?
You want to get right into the heavy stuff?
No. But just to be clear, so the audience realizes this, I have no idea what to expect when I come on your show.
No, and I like it that way.
He does not give me any advance notice of anything.
Yeah, so like Anthony Russo, he said to me, he goes, you have notes there. Because if you go on his show on Blunt Force Discussion, if you go on his show and he's sitting there, he's doing his notes. He's very meticulous for his show and stuff. And I did Tim Pool's show last week, and Tim's got his notes. They do all that pre-planning stuff. And I'm like, I have Chris, right? Chris pulls, some articles from the Blaze. He gives me a list of the videos that we can play if we want to play them. And then I'm like, okay, well, we just kind of go into it. I like it off the cuff. I like it that way.
You like to keep your guest in suspense.
Well, I'm not a good interviewer, first of all. I don't like doing interviews. I will do them, but I'm not a good interviewer. Some people are really good at that. I'm not great.
Which is
I'm a good conversationalist.
That's what I was going to say.
I can do that. But anyway, I'm not a good question asker, if you will.
I don't think interviews necessarily have to be questions.
I don't think they do either, but
okay.
Yeah.
I feel you.
I don't know. I've never felt confident in doing that. So anyway, that's one of my deals. But I mean, I'm a dumbass that wears a cowboy hat according to Twitter. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Twitter. And I want to find out, because I know a lot of you guys out there, you're like, I don't tweet. And I'm real close to getting off of it.
Yeah.
I'm real close to getting off of it. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think it's healthy. And ever since Elon Musk has taken over, it's a garbage dump.
Yeah, it's definitely not healthy.
It's a garbage dump. The way Twitter has always been, the way you could tell between the fake and the not fake, and you could usually tell what was a bot. And now that Elon has taken over, I am inundated with rerees that do not have a real picture or a real name, and that's not real life. So I don't want to have a conversation with someone that's hiding from me.
Yeah, it also makes it much more difficult to know. I mean, look, I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who are very pleased with the fact that you can get a blue check mark for $8.99 a month, but it makes it very difficult to know who's who and navigate the verified tab and all of those things.
So if you go to Twitter, and we are going to go to Twitter because I want to talk about what you sent me a little while ago, but if you go to Twitter, across the top of mine, you have, if you go to the notifications, you have all, then you have your mentions, and then you have verified. So I have a verified account, have forever. And if you go to verified, used to be able, the only people that it would show you were people who had a verified account.
Right.
Now, don't get me confused here. I don't really care. Nothing adds to your life when you have a blue check mark. But what it does is you're dealing with an actual person.
Right.
Right. You have gone through the steps to verify that you are who you say you are. And Twitter has verified that through their process. And so you're having that conversation. Now, for me, I've always gone straight over to the verified tab to see who's commenting on that thing.
It's much easier when you have as many followers as you or I have.
Right.
Sometimes you don't have time to sift through the all column.
Right.
You got to just hit verified and make sure you haven't missed anything.
Yeah. So I will see if something is blowing up, right? Like, it used to be, and she hasn't done it in a few years. She don't love me no more. But when Tommy Lauren would retweet me, I would know that Tommy had retweeted me because of all the hate.
Yeah.
Like she just is a magnet for yeah, imagine. But she's a magnet for the hate.
Yeah.
But I always knew when she would do it. And, but you go over there and you see that Donald Trump Jr. has retweeted you or something like that. You see that and it's kind of like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But you know how kind of it's performing based on that. Now I've got people on the verified column, they got 14 followers.
Right.
14 followers, and they're not real names.
I don't understand why they can't just have like a green check mark or like a red check mark or something that just distinguishes that, you're subscribed to Twitter Blue or, you've verified that you're not a bot. However, you've not earned the public figure badge. It just makes it confusing.
But you both sound like
elitist?
The Twitter elite from Hollywood
now. That's fine, but I promise you,
disgusting.
And I promise you, anybody that gets the amount of numbers that we get,
that's the
I
thing.
promise you would be saying the same thing.
Yes.
You'd be saying the same thing.
It's not an elitist thing. It's just like, I literally don't have the time to go through
It's a way to file through.
Yes.
And it's it kind of tells you it's like I've tweeted things out where afterwards I was like, okay, I probably could have worded that differently.
Yeah.
And by reading the notifications and then the comments under it, usually if there's a blue check on there, I know to go to that tweet to see, it reminds me. And then I look at it and I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that that way. But now, since it's been such just a pile of dump, I've just been using it to trigger people. Like nobody knows where I stand on anything at this stage. Because over the weekend, I was just like, I said I thought it was a dumb move for Donald Trump to criticize Ron DeSantis.
Oh, you're not allowed to say that on Twitter.
Can't say that. Oh my God, dear God. Oh my God.
God.
Somebody said, somebody sent me a message on Facebook and said, you're criticizing the president. It's time to unfollow you. And I'm like,
okay.
No, I'm actually thinking critically and being honest about some things. And, but then I tweeted yesterday or the day before, I said, at this stage in the game, I believe Trump is still the one to support because he's the only one that's anti-establishment, And
is he?
No. But let me say, but again, nobody knows what I believe because I'm putting it out there.
Right.
He was to explain that tweet, he was the anti-establishment guy, and that's why we loved him. I can't forgive him for Operation Warp Speed, and I can't forgive him for the people that he put around him.
How about the fact that he just recently came out and re-endorsed Kevin McCarthy
to
be the leader,
and he's done a few of those.
Doesn't sound very anti-establishment to me. Again, love the guy. Would have crawled over broken glass to vote for him,
and did.
And I didn't have any broken glass.
Yeah,
but I did vote. I did vote for him.
Sacrificed a lot.
Right, but because this isn't a cult. Right? I don't consider myself a member of a cult. I have the ability to think critically and criticize someone where they need criticism because nobody's perfect.
Now, I give Trump the props where they're due.
Right.
And I've given him the criticism where it's due.
Okay.
He does not walk on water.
Right.
He never has, in my opinion. I didn't understand Donald Trump in the beginning, but then I started paying attention to certain things that I liked, and he won me over.
Yep.
So,
me too.
He gave up a lot to do that. He could have stayed in the Hollywood bubble, could have stayed in that elite bubble, and everybody would have left him alone. They still loved him, right? But he did what he did, and I respect that. I have a lot of respect for what he did in that regard. I don't have a lot of respect for people that he chose, a lot of his business dealings, the way he handled things, his brashness. Now, a lot of that I love, but a lot of it I was like, why are you creating a problem?
Yeah.
I mean, be bold and be brash when it's time to do that, to solve a problem, but sometimes you're doing it to create a problem. I didn't like that. Again, I do it myself, but I'm not the president of the United States either. So you know when to reel it in, hopefully. I'm not sure he does. So that being said, I do feel like Ron DeSantis is establishment. I feel like the establishment GOP wants Ron DeSantis.
But does that necessarily make Ron DeSantis establishment? And if so, how?
I tend to think if we knew the truth, I think it. And again, I'm guessing here, speculating. I think he is, because I know certain things from certain people that have said things that I said, nah, you guys are just being political. Y'all are complaining about Ron. And I'm not going to call them out and give their name because they're not here to defend themselves. But there are people who are, if I said their name, you'd know exactly what I'm talking about.
This sounds a lot like the New York Times.
Like
anonymous sources.
Like his name rhymes with Dodger Blown, okay? So, I remember Roger telling me one time saying, DeSantis, if you knew, but he's 100% pro-Trump. So I'm like, I got to take what your opinion is with a grain of salt, Roger.
Yeah, I'm going to need some actual evidence.
And Roger likes to blow it up. So anyway, again, Roger Stone's not here to defend himself. I'm just saying that's what he said to me in a private conversation that ain't private anymore. But, and I won't go into detail of the things he said, but I look at that and I'm like, is he cozying up to Jeb Bush? Is he cozying up to Paul Ryan? And on the record, screw Jeb Bush and screw Paul Ryan. Mm-hmm. I have no respect whatsoever for those two gentlemen. Mm-hmm. And I use that term loosely when I say gentlemen. Is he a part of the Karl Rove machine? Completely no respect for Karl Rove. I hope that he's not.
I don't think he is.
But the GOP, the establishment GOP, in my opinion, is dead.
Yeah.
It's dead. Screw the Republicans.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm watching a wrestling match.
I mean, I think that this is unique in the sense that it's not necessarily, it doesn't have to be that Ron DeSantis is establishment, rather than the establishment GOP hates Trump so much that they're going to obviously gravitate towards a different candidate.
Yeah, sure.
And Ron DeSantis happens to be the strongest one, so why wouldn't they gravitate towards Ron DeSantis?
So you sent me this poll, which I don't believe in polls, and Newsmax is texting me. See, others want me. I kid. The 2024 Texas Republican primary poll. Now, back in October 23rd, according to this poll, Trump was 46%, DeSantis was 29%. And then they had Greg Abbott at 4%. I have a hard time believing that's in any way, shape, or form true. People say I'm bitter about Greg Abbott. I'm not bitter. He's been horrible for the state of Texas.
Yeah.
I'm not bitter about it. If I appreciated the man, I wouldn't have run against him.
Right.
He's a big government guy. Be mad. Mike Pence at 4%. I have a hard time believing that. Nikki Haley at 4% and Ted Cruz at 3%. I don't believe any of that. Anyway, but then the updated one, the newest one has, now Trump was 46, DeSantis was 29. Now they got DeSantis 43 and Trump 32. And based on what I'm seeing publicly, I tend to believe that that's where we're at.
I agree. And can I just...
They still got Haley on here, and they got Tim Scott.
Tim Scott at 1%.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just really drives me nuts, the people who, again, it's like this is a cult rather than, trying to elect someone to best represent us, because Trump is not the president right now. He has no, no one owes him like their allegiance.
They're
in
fealty,
the sense,
yeah.
right? In the sense that they're like, oh, no one else can run. You know who knows that better than anyone else? Chad Prather, who ran in the primaries. Like, there is a primary for a reason. You don't just go, oh, well, if Donald Trump wants to run, pack it all in, guys. Nobody else gets a shot. Because guess what? If Donald Trump is the best guy for the job, let the voters hash that out, and you won't have a problem.
Yeah, convince me.
Right. Convince
me again. Because here's the thing. I don't want 2016 Donald Trump.
Right.
2015 when he was running. I need to know Donald Trump right now, 2022, 23, and 24.
Yeah.
I need to know that Donald Trump. What Donald Trump are we getting? You know?
Right.
I'm not the same person I was 7 years ago, right? I've changed a little bit. I want to know what we're getting. You're going to have to reconvince me that you're the guy for the job.
I mean, again, it's like, yeah, I get it. You want to talk about fortification of, the last election and that he's the rightful guy. Fine. But he's not in office right now.
No.
So he isn't owed anything. It's okay for anyone who wants to throw their hat into the ring And it just is very discouraging when you see everything that the left is doing right now, pushing all of their radical ideology, and you're going to have someone who supports Trump say, oh, you're dead to me if you try to throw your hat into the ring, DeSantis.
Exactly.
Are you kidding?
Exactly. Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
I believe that listen, we're supposed to have debate. We're supposed to have dialogue and discussion. We're supposed to have disagreements and still be on the same team. We can do that.
Right.
We can do that as Americans, not just within a political party. But I'm just really, really tired of the attitude that people really need to adjust. If I can give you some fatherly advice right here, you need to adjust your attitude. There needs to be people critically thinking and have a platform and are bold enough to call it out when they see it that it's wrong, and stop saying, oh, you're just tearing down President Trump. Nobody's tearing anybody down. I want him to be the best dude he can be if he's going to be the president of the United States. If he's going to run, I want him to be the absolute best he can be. And I'd say the same about Ron DeSantis.
Right.
Or whoever the hell it is.
Whoever the voters choose, because that's what a primary is for. I want them to be the best they can be. Right.
I mean, we are in evil times.
Yeah.
And anyway, we'll talk more about that.
Yeah, I'll tell you this really quickly because I know we got to go to break. It didn't make me thrilled or encouraged to see Donald Trump attacking Ron DeSantis before DeSantis has even done anything.
You're right, and right there on the heels of the primary, or on the eve of the primary, basically. Yeah. So I didn't care for that. But whatever. You're turning on Donald Trump. If you had any freaking clue, the stuff we've given up. The personal attacks, the threats, all the stuff on a level that we have in fighting for Donald Trump, I think I've earned the right to say whatever I want to say. And your allegiance is not to Donald Trump. It's to the country. It's not. And it's what's best for America, in my opinion, as a conservative. And I've been in the man's home. I've been on the man's stage. I've sat at the man's table. We talked to him Tuesday night for crying out loud on the telephone. Yeah. So don't tell me we're turning on Donald Trump. All right, let's talk about meat. I love the meat. Small family farms are going to bring it to your dining table with Moink Box. It's going to give you access to the freshest, sustainably sourced meat and fish, all while supporting American family farms. You can help save the family farm and get access to the highest quality meat on earth when you join the Moink movement today. Moink delivers grass-fed, grass-finished beef, lamb, pastured pork, chicken, and sustainable wild-caught Alaskan salmon straight to your door. The Moink farmers farm like our grandparents did, and as a result, Moink meat tastes like it should because the family farm does it better. The Moink difference is a difference you can taste, and you can feel good knowing you're helping the family farm stay financially independent, too. You choose the meat delivered in every box. You get ribeyes, chicken breasts, pork chops, salmon fillets, and a whole lot more to choose from. Plus, you can cancel anytime. Keep American farming going by signing up at moinkbox.com/Chad right now. Listeners of the show get free filet mignon in every order for a year. That's 1 year of the best filet mignon you'll ever taste, but only for a limited time. moinkbox.com/Chad. That's moinkbox.com/Chad. We'll be right back. So, Joe Biden goes to China. I'm sick of all these people. Joe Biden goes to China. Okay. He has his meeting with Xi Jinping. I'm watching the opening statements of this deal. Never do they mention COVID. Nothing's mentioned about COVID. That right there tells you the ass kissing that's going on. He never says anything about that. And then you just show me the deal where he's wearing the Chinese outfit.
Yeah. Jesse Kelly called it a Mao clown outfit.
I mean, have you guys seen that, Chris? Have you seen it? He's walking there. I'm like, is this a deep fake? Is that a real thing?
It's real.
He's walking
Joe
with
Biden
the
and
Chinese
Justin Trudeau.
garb on. I'm like, this is not good.
What? You don't think that we're operating from a position of strength there, Chad? What would give you that
I'm
impression?
gonna go over there and I'm gonna dress wear Chinese garb with the Chinese dictator. Did he stop in the conversation and say, "Hey, where's former President Wu? Anybody seen him? Is that guy around still? Anybody heard from him?" Yeah, Joe Biden's. It's scary.
It is scary. It's embarrassing, but it is really scary because you're talking about, I mean, China would cream us right now if there was going to be a war.
Because, and again, it's not because our technology is lacking or our defense systems or our weapons or our ability to even use them. It's the decision makers
and the values that they are, purporting in that country.
Yeah.
Because our military is worried about inclusivity.
Well,
and their military is like, how can we be the strongest and the best at what we are here to do, which is kill?
They're figuring out ways to kill us. It'd be weird if he was sitting there at the table and all of a sudden those Chinese guys came and picked Joe Biden up and walked him out of the room. That'd be, what just happened? Where am I here? I don't know. I don't know. And then what was the other thing that I slipped my mind.
Well, you had Trump who actually went to North Korea or went to meet Kim Jong-un, right? And everyone was like, I can't believe he's dealing with that guy. He's a madman. Why would you even show him any respect? And now it's like, I mean, there's a lot of people in re-education camps over in China that I feel like there's a lot of human rights abuses going on over there. Maybe we should have a problem with that guy as well.
Yeah, he's not going to say anything
we don't.
About
yeah,
that.
no,
nobody. Again, I love it when you're watching an NBA game and all those guys they have, which I don't watch NBA games, but all those guys with their stop racism stuff and all that, and they're all puppets to China.
Right, to China.
Your LeBron Jameses and stuff like that. Stop racism. Well, I'm sure the Uyghur slaves would.
Yeah, they would love that.
They would echo that sentiment.
They would love that
quite a bit. I got a drink. I got to have a little bit of this stuff.
We're talking about Joe Biden and Chad has to pour tequila.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
Fair.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh gosh. But here's the thing. So I was on Tim Pool's podcast. We went up there.
You did great, by the way.
Thank you.
It was really good.
I had no idea. I had no
it was
idea.
Great.
His lighting is horrible. He had Milo Yiannopoulos on the night before, and Milo is a talker. I
heard it was very controversial.
And Milo was like, this light is horrendous in here, and I was watching it back and I was like, wow, the lighting is kind of rough. It makes me appreciate Studio 22, quite honestly, because I look like a loaf of bread with gray whiskers sitting there at Tim Pool's. But he's got a cool setup, right? You got this, it does it in a house. They got an upstairs. And basically, the house is their studio. So,
is it a badass house?
Yeah, it's pretty badass. I mean, it's one big playhouse.
Yeah,
it's like a bunch of kids live there.
Yeah,
it's like the Big Brother house or whatever.
Right.
And they got a studio up there. So, we did that the other night, and it was good. Some good conversations. And I always love watching people do that because I kind of learn how they're doing it as well. And interesting. I'd never watched a Tim Pool episode. That was my first one.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you just admitted that, just like that.
Well, I did. I mean, I don't know anybody anything. I appreciate him having me. It was the guys they were more than gracious. They were fantastic.
Isn't it amazing what he's been able to do?
Yeah, it's impressive.
Just a guy in a beanie streaming, talking to his computer, and look at what he's done.
Yeah. And I mean, it's pretty impressive. It really is. And to be, independent like that.
Yeah.
He had just gone to see the new Black Panther. Have you seen the new Black Panther? Anybody? No,
but I saw
it's wildly racist.
That's what I heard. I heard it was extremely racist. I heard that it was not that good.
Yeah.
And I saw who was the Jay and Silent Bob, Kevin Smith, is that his name? Yep. He posted a picture on Twitter of him like with teary eyes and said he just saw the new Black Panther and he cried.
Well, if you're Mexican, you might not want to go watch that movie because it is wildly racist against Mexicans. Wildly racist.
Chris, how does that make you feel?
He's not Mexican, but his people.
Well, I am, but I just figured. I mean, he has browner skin.
I don't know. I want to talk about it but I don't want to give a spoiler.
Oh yeah.
I won't.
I did. I read about it.
But it's a Mexican who comes out of the river. That's the way he comes into Wakanda. And anyway. He's a river god.
Maybe
or whatever.
It's just an argument for stronger borders.
You'll see.
Okay, I won't see because I'm not going to watch.
You're Hispanic. You're Hispanic. I mean, the racial slur for Mexicans coming out of the river are anyway.
Yeah.
And he's anyway. It's a racist movie. Hollywood strikes again. Nobody's going to say anything though, because they got carte blanche. They got free reign. They can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
When you're talking about Black Panther and Wakanda, no condom forever. AOC says that her life has been in danger since 2018.
What?
If you see the clip, play the clip, boys, if you got it pulled up.
I felt that my life has been in danger.
She's hot.
Since the moment that I won my primary election in 2018. Girl. And it became especially intensified when I was first brought into Congress in 2019.
Does it mean as you walk down the street, as you go about your life, that this is something on your mind, that you are looking over your shoulder? What does it mean?
It means when I wake up in the morning, I hesitate to walk my dog. It means when I come home, I have to ask my fiance to come out to where my car is, to walk me to just from my car to my front door.
Oh my God.
We are a culture of victims.
Oh my God.
We really are.
Girlfriend, get yourself a gun. You won't need your fiance to do shit.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you can't because of the stupid laws that you guys pass in Congress.
That's exactly right.
So dumb.
Listen, you're a public figure. You've got some element of danger around you at all times. I mean, we all do.
Yeah, I was going to say, so do we.
I mean, we all do. I mean, we've had people pull up here at the studio. I mean, I go out to live shows. I've had the crazies come out. Yeah. This whole thing. You knew what you were getting into, lady.
What of it? Yeah. Oh, what of it? She's so oppressed.
So oppressed.
By the way, women of color are so oppressed these days that they can make it to Congress having absolutely no experience and then go on television and bitch about how horrible their lives are. That's great. That's oppression in 2022.
This clip, I see the list here on the Biden thing. I got a clip. I got one that I want to talk about. This may be that clip. Play that Biden deal. That next one.
Energy Agency recently concluded that our significant climate investment will, quote, help turbocharge turbocharge the emerging global clean energy economy. I was reading their quote. Sorry.
Yeah. I was reading their quote like that was supposed to. Well, you couldn't read it. I mean, is that you telling us you can't read? I am embarrassed for the guy when he does that because I mean you could see the wheels turning and the hamster's dead, right? It's just boom, the hamster's just going around on the wheel, blam 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 blam. Play the next clip.
And now that we are back together here in Cambodia,
Jesus,
I look forward to building even stronger progress than we've already made. And I want to thank the Prime Minister for Colombia's leadership in the ASEAN chair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was not Colombia.
No, not in Colombia, buddy.
Biden brain strikes again.
Did you hear the other day when he said Biden is Biden is an extremist? He couldn't say apocalyptic. I mean, I'm like, come on. I want off the planet.
That first one, what did he say? Turbocharge, which, by the way, he yelled it.
Turbocharge.
He keeps yelling random things in
Turbocharge.
his prompter. And that was like the human equivalent of like when you don't quite make the parking space and you have to back up and try again. He's like, hold on a second, let me back up, try it again.
I don't more think even in my own head. I don't even think of myself that my age is being like a fly. Play it.
Oh no.
I came to the presidency determined to make the transformational changes that are needed, that America needs to make, and we have to do for the rest of the world to overcome decades of opposition and obstacles of progress in this issue alone, to reestablish the United States as a trustworthy, committed global leader on climate. As I stand here before you, we've taken enormous strides to achieve that.
What?
But I don't stand here alone.
What?
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Did you say I understand you're alone?
Yeah. It's frightening.
He is right. America does need transformation. We need a new damn president.
He's frightening. And then you've got people who Republicans did not show up to vote. And how are you not? Do people just not give a shit? I just don't think they give a shit anymore. No. They're just so uneducated, or they just don't care. It's not hard enough. And they're like, hey, everything's going to be.
True.
They're like, it's not. They haven't suffered. They haven't truly suffered. So you go back to AOC, trying to make herself a victim. She's so oppressed. These people have not suffered. And everybody because we just keep thinking, it'll be fine. It'll be all right.
You also say it's not. I also think when you say it's not hard enough, I think it's also not hard enough to vote.
Well, you're a racist.
I actually don't think like everyone should be allowed to vote.
No,
but that's too controversial.
And we had that conversation with Tim Pool the other night.
Yeah.
It used to be you had one household had a vote. You had to own land.
Yep.
You had to have some skin in the game.
Precisely, and not have a conflict of interest.
Yeah, and you got all these people who are this. And as long as we're doing mail-in ballots, I'm telling you, as long as we're doing mail-in ballots, Republicans will never win.
Yep.
They will never win. They will never win. This Arizona thing is a joke. It's a joke. They're doing it in plain sight. Katie Hobbs, I know we're over time, but Katie Hobbs didn't even campaign. She didn't debate. She didn't do anything. She didn't show up for nothing. At least Joe Biden showed up for his 12-person rallies. But, Katie Hobbs did nothing. The mail-in thing, we're almost 7 days.
Yep.
7 days. They're still, what do they count, 11 ballots a day?
Penske trucks coming in and out of Maricopa County.
I mean, it's always
election
close.
Office.
It's always close. It's always the count is taking forever. Stuff happens in the middle of the night. They hit it just at the exact time of margin, or they give it just the exact number of votes to meet the margin. I gotta sound like Joe Biden right now. I can't talk.
You listen to enough of him, and he's rubbing off on you.
It is. So anyway, it's always the same stuff, and it goes the way of the Democrats. Son of a. All right, guys. For years, you've heard me talk about iTarget, and I'm gonna take you to the next level if you have one, or I'm gonna get you. You need to get it, and then there's a new product they've got out. You need to get this as well. If you've seen those competitive shooters practicing their timing drills at the range, you can do that now at home anytime you want. Never spend a dime on ammo. It's the new iTarget Cube, and iTarget Cube is fully compatible with your existing laser bullets. You can buy one or upgrade to the 3-pack for a truly unique training experience. You compete with friends, practice clearing drills, or use random mode to test your ability to react, all while the system times every shot you take. Right now, save 10% plus free shipping with offer code CHAD. I spell it Chad. When you go to itargetpro.com. iTarget, it comes in most calibers, 9mm to .223, so you can even use your AR-15. You can train with almost any firearm you own. It's the easiest, most cost-effective way to train, and pays for itself in the day you buy it. Listen, that's the letter I, Target Pro. itargetpro.com. Don't forget, use promo code Chad, save 10%. We'll be right back. Oh, boy. Let's see if I can wax eloquent with all the stumbling I'm doing today. Folks, what do you get when you cross the deep-seated anchors of democratic politics as it is grown in its own home petri dish with acts so random and possibly fictional that their certain motive should be called into question the moment the sentence leaves the lips of whoever reports it? You get irony, that's what. In the grimly humorous tradition of a Jussie Smollett or a Bubba Wallace, a recent finding on the site of the Obama Presidential Center in Chicago, Illinois, not only made sure that the construction on the $830 million building stopped immediately, but also ensured that all of the staff and workers will get a nice little equivalent of an ongoing timeshare presentation in the form of an anti-bias training. And what horrific thing turned up on the site of one of the nation's most unwanted building complexes? Was it a Pazuzu-like stone idol filled with a demon spirit capable of possessing whoever looked into its eyes? No. Was it the body of Jimmy Hoffa, complete with a signed proof that he was the charter member of the Clinton hit list? Not even that good. No. What they found, folks, was a noose. Dun, dun, dun. A noose. Chris, we need a dun, dun, dun button. Oh, no. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, the problem is that as of this recording, the details of this find haven't really come out, and that's kind of a problem since noose hoaxes are becoming more and more common all the time. Smollett and Wallace are probably the most famous ones, but there are a bunch of them going. So maybe they found a noose on the site. Maybe they didn't. I'm leaning towards probably they didn't for several reasons. First of all, as I said, there's a lot of hoaxes or even just honest and dumb misunderstandings. But second of all, have you ever met any real racists? I mean, have you ever met any real racists? Kind of hard to find, honestly. Tact and subterfuge are not, as a general rule, their strong points. There's towns in America where not that long ago you could drive through and find signs at every city entrance that would let you know loud and clear just precisely what you could do with yourself if you happen to be another color other than white. Genuine racists, both of the redneck variety and the leftist variety, tend not to be the sharpest knives in the drawer, in other words. Instead of leaving a noose hanging around, most real racists would feel the need to badly misspell the Cliff's Notes on their manifestos on a wall in graffiti. So is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? I think the answer to that is no. Another thing you have to consider is where this happened. Chicago. Chicago, not only is the Jussie Smollett case forever burned into their reputational memory, but in fact, the brand of racism you usually encounter leans a lot more to the left than to the right, generally speaking, of course. Now, on the other hand, the Obama Presidential Center is wildly unpopular construction project. It's pretty much universally hated. So I guess it's possible that some racists lacking the follow-through to really sell a statement could have planted a noose on the site with no realistic expectation that it would be found or deemed as such. Who knows? Here's what I do know. The Lakeside Alliance not only made sure their workers got put into anti-bias training, but they also put out a $100,000 reward to help find the individual or individuals responsible for this shameful act. So I just want to say to the Lakeside Alliance that I know for a fact Chris Cruz was in Chicago on the night the noose was planted. Chris was there. I know he's a racist. I know he loves to tie rope. Make of that what you will, and I'll take my $100,000, please. Thank you very much, Chris. The hatred has to stop, Chris.
Stupid. So stupid.
It was a no.
No, it wasn't a effing noose.
It was a rope.
It was a rope
on a construction site.
On a construction site. This isn't hard. And I had so many, so I tweeted about this and I had so many people respond who work in construction who were like, yeah, we tie ropes all the time that help us lift stuff that we couldn't otherwise lift.
Racist. Well, construction workers are racist. I went to Antietam, Sharpsburg. We went to the battlefield up there this past week. And, it was the bloodiest battle, deadliest battle of the Civil War, 1862. I think it was September 17th, I believe. 27,717 men, I think it was the number, died in a day.
Wow.
27,000. Or it was 22,000. I think it was 22,000. Either way, it's a lot of men. I mean, anyway, it's a lot. And we go up there and we stopped into this tavern. There's not a lot there. It's a beautiful countryside when you get in that part of the world, Maryland, West Virginia, that area. I mean, just gorgeous up there. And it's like they have these old buildings out there that, big wooden signs with Confederate flags just hanging out on the deal. And I'm like, did they not get the memo? This is technically in the North.
I guess they don't care.
I'm like, did they not get the memo? And it's like, again, if you were to do that here, do that in the South, always go, you're a big old racist and stuff like that. But
that is a great point. In the South, you can't do it, or you're automatically racist. In the North, it's totally fine. Yeah. Because it's just what? Our heritage, our history. You're not allowed to say that in the South.
Yeah. So, I was at Antietam. They got a lot of statues there, which is racist. And,
obviously.
We went up there, walked the battlefield, and CJ was convinced she was going to find some bullets in the ground. I was like, 1862, darling, I think this place has been raked over. We're 50 miles from the Smithsonian. I'm pretty sure they've excavated the place and rebuilt it time and again. She's over there looking under stumps. I'm convinced. She's
got a metal detector.
Yeah, I don't think so, honey. She's getting mad at me. She's like, I guarantee there's bullets out there. I was like, yeah, somewhere 60 feet deep, maybe. I mean,
Did you bring your shovel?
It's been 150 years, but whatever. She's cute. She is cute. And I'm like, for a person who's wildly intelligent on some things, wow. Bless her heart. She is entertaining. So anyway, it was a good time. But we're living in a weird world. Yeah, they found a rope on a construction site. Horror of horrors. No, I don't believe it at all.
Ropes don't belong on construction sites.
Yeah, why would you ever have rope?
Why else would it be there?
Why does rope exist? I found rope at Lowe's.
Rope is racist.
It was rope at Home Depot. There was a knot in it.
So stupid.
It is. It's hard to grasp why anyone would keep voting for record inflation, skyrocketing crime, and an open border. Likewise, why would anyone keep funding the left by sticking with the big carriers out there for your cell service? Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, and they want to make it easy for you to try their service. Give them 60 days to show you why I trust them. Now, right now, when you try Patriot Mobile for 2 months, get your third month free. Plus, get free activation. They offer nationwide coverage plus the best 4G and 5G networks and use the same towers as all three of the major carriers, so you get the same great service while supporting a company that's fighting to preserve our God-given rights and freedoms. Just go to patriotmobile.com/Chad or call their 100% U.S.-based customer service team at 972-PATRIOT. If you're fed up with woke companies that don't care about your values, support a company that does. Make the switch today and get a free month of service plus free activation. PatriotMobile.com/Chad. PatriotMobile.com/Chad or call them 972-PATRIOT. We'll be right back. I'm losing weight, Sarah.
I know.
I've been trying to lose weight. I saw a couple of pictures of me through the weekend. I'm still pretty dumpy.
You're not dumpy. You look great, but keep it up.
I am.
Because you're not done. I do find it ironic that you're wearing a shirt that says "Make me a sandwich" and you can't eat a sandwich.
I know. Yeah, we started realwomensclub.com.
It should say "Make me a lettuce wrap."
Make me a lettuce wrap from Whataburger. Yeah, realwomensclub.com. We've got a few things. It's a growing thing. We put a few items out there. We're test running it right now. It's for women. It's to empower women.
Yeah.
You've got the same idea to do some stuff too along those lines.
I've got some stuff just itching to get out there. I'm just finalizing a few things.
Always new businesses. It's about entertaining people and let them have fun. Mm-hmm. Speaking of entertaining people, I was in Quincy, Illinois the other night. Had a good turnout there. Wednesday, I'm going to Port Charlotte, Florida. So a couple of those shows. So I'm doing 5 shows in 4 nights. 1 or 2 of them are already sold out. So you just have to go to watchchad.com where all the fun stuff is and check it out and see. But if you're in Florida, come see us. It's going to be a fun time. I think Party Foul Steve's going to come over one night.
Oh, fun.
Cooper Wade's actually doing a job over in Fort Myers. I think he's going to come.
Wow. What are the odds?
He's there for like a month or so. All my boys.
It's going to be a party.
Jeremy Gilbert, Jason Story. It is. It's going to be like a little homecoming.
I have FOMO already.
Texas and Florida.
Yeah.
Going to be rocking Bobby Sausalito. Bobby Sauce is going to open for me every night. And he's funny. The thing about Bobby, he's such a good dude, man. He goes out and he writes his 20-minute set. He writes it out, unique for every show, and then really practices that thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I ain't got that kind of commitment. But
how long has he, and I know him, I've met him with you, but I don't.
He'd never.
How long has he been doing this?
He hasn't. And so he opened for me in Naples, Florida a couple of months ago, and I honestly think that was the first time he's ever done it.
So he's still new enough that he's very meticulous and
detailed. But he
detailed.
takes the job serious.
You've been doing it long enough that you're like, I'll figure it out when I get there.
Yeah.
Whenever Chad gives a speech, I'm like, what are you talking about? And you're like, I don't know, I'll figure it out. And they always end up being like the best speeches. And I kind of hate you for it because I have to plan out too what I'm going to say.
I have to get with the audience. The audience tells me what to say, basically, where I'm going to go. I kind of feed off of them.
Yeah, it's just, it really is a unique
It's a
talent.
muscle you have to exercise.
Yeah, it's a very, very unique skill.
I've done it a long way. But if I start preparing too hard on stuff, then it's going to be a flop.
Really?
Yeah. It's going to be a flop. But I got a bunch of stuff coming up. Like I'm in Ottumwa, Iowa on December 3rd. Then I'm going to be in Spring, Texas at Do-Si-Do. That's the birthday bash. Yeah. I'm speaking at the Pachyderm Club, Montgomery County Pachyderm Club. That's the Republicans down there.
Wow.
On December 8th. I'm going to let them have it. That's a good group, though. Good group. I'm just sick of Republicans and Democrats alike. I'm sick of big government.
Any conservative should be embarrassed to call themselves a Republican at this point. Yeah. Like they should stop using that name at all.
Also, while I'm talking about me, Arlington, Texas, the Christmas show, go get the tickets now. They're on sale now. That's a Wednesday night. If you're in DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth, you come. It's going to be full band. We got some special guests coming. Don't want to miss it. That's always a party. And Greenville, South Carolina, December 16th and 17th. And then we're in the year in College Station.
Wow.
I canceled New Year's Eve. We were going to be somewhere New Year's Eve. I canceled. I was like, the venue's dragging their feet on getting a deal done. And I was like, forget it. I'm going to party.
Yeah, that's
New Year's Eve.
I guess bands have to play on New Year's Eve because that's what they do. But
yeah, it was going to be a comedy show. Me and Jesse Payton.
Oh.
Yeah, and then we've got the Buck Wild starting next year in January with me, Zach Rushing, Dustin Sims, and Jesse Payton.
I'm excited about that.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah,
it's gonna be raw. I can tell you that. Did you see Dave Chappelle on Saturday Night Live? Did you get to watch the clip at all?
I didn't watch the clip.
Chappelle's hilarious.
I read it. I read what he said.
A lot of their screenwriter or their writers and stuff were boycotting that show because Chappelle was on it that way. And it's like, y'all
Because Chappelle's too real.
Stop. But I mean, his monologue was genius.
Yeah.
Genius. In fact, he told everybody why people love Trump. You got that clip pulled up? The one about why Chappelle, when he explains why people love Trump? 1 second. That's not Saturday Night Live. That's Jeopardy.
Yeah. And I'm watching the news now. They're declaring the end of the Trump era. Now, okay, I can see how in New York you might believe this is the end of his era. I'm just being honest with you. I live in Ohio amongst the poor whites.
Amongst the poor whites.
You don't understand why Trump was so popular, but I get it because I hear it every day. He's very loved. And the reason he's loved is because people in Ohio have never seen somebody like him. He's what I call an honest liar. Well, I'm not joking right now. He's an honest liar. That first debate, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a white male billionaire screaming at the top of his lungs, "This whole system is rigged," he said. And across the stage was a white woman, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, sitting over there looking at him like, "No, it's not." I said, "Now, wait a minute, bro. It's what he said." And the moderator said, "Well, Mr. Trump, if in fact the system is rigged, as you suggest, what would be your evidence?" You remember what he said, bro? He said, "I know the system is rigged because I use it." I said, "God damn." No one ever heard someone say something that true. And then Hillary Clinton tried to punch him in the taxes. She said, "This man doesn't pay his taxes." He shot right back. "That makes me smart." And then he said, "If you want me to pay my taxes, then change the tax code. But I know you won't, because your friends and your donors enjoy the same tax breaks that I do." And with that, my friends, a star was born. No one had ever seen anything like that. No one had ever seen somebody come from inside of that house, outside, and tell all the commoners, "We are doing everything that you think we are doing," inside of that house. And he just went right back in the house and started playing the game again.
You ain't wrong.
No.
Yeah. Where's the falsehood?
Show me the lie.
Show me the lie. That's the deal. So anyway, if you get a chance, jump on YouTube or wherever. Watch that whole monologue. I mean, Saturday Night Live's garbage. It's not funny, but Chappelle's.
That's probably the funniest it's been in a decade.
Yeah. Chappelle's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude, say what you want. The guy's funny. And he's real. He's real. So anyway, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, watchchad.com. Come see me at a show. Buy some clothes, do whatever. Sign up for Blaze, blazetv.com/Chad. Use promo code Chad. And buy some stuff from Sarah, too.
Yeah.
It takes money to be that pretty. It does. Buy some T-shirts, buy some makeup.
I look like this in the morning? I don't. I look like shit.
I've seen pictures. You've never looked like shit a day in your life. You're my hero, and I love you very much.
I love you.
I've missed you over the weekend. Anyway, check it out, and be sure to subscribe, guys. Tomorrow, we're going to continue this conversation. We'll talk more about Trump, maybe. Tuesday. We love you. God bless you. Bye.